minute. Who are you?
Good morning.
Thank you for being loyal with Bulletin SI. I'm Sharifah and a friend of the presenter
Adrina Dayana binti Rahman.
Assalamualaikum and good morning. Physical hazard is information, resources and means for assessing, monitoring and addressing the risk of physical hazard.
Physical hazard include noise, temperature, vibration, radiation, heat, cold, electricity and extreme pressure.
In Malaysia, temperature of a reached daytime high of around 33 degrees in much of the country and coupled with high humidity. But a study has found some cities have seen their average temperature rise sharply over the past 2 to 3 decades.
In a wake of increased development, loss of greenery and climate changes, as Sharkaido reports Malaysia's capital, so the lowest increase suggesting as doing something right.
Ipoh in Central Malaysia is a low-risk city known for its green surrounding and quaint colonial era architecture. Yet a study has found that the average temperature in Ipoh has risen by 6.75 degrees since 1998, the sharpest rise of any city in Malaysia.
The first thing that we did is to use remote sensing technology, which is satellite image, to map the extent of heat in these cities. The satellite image actually captures the thermal energy that radiates from the surface of the Earth. The variable heat is because of urban heat island effect.
Kuala Lumpur city centre has demonstrated efficiently of urban greening as a coolant. We see there is a domestic gardens, there are parks, the woodland and botanical garden.
I think it's far often cities to emulate program. Right now, Kuala Lumpur is doing 3 strategic action plans and also guidelines that have been formulated for the local authorities to follow. We also collaborate within city, doing studies to identify trees which are resilient to climate change. So in these studies, number of trees will be identified and the trees which are suitable for the climate change will be encouraged to be planted by the most of the local authorities. Thank you.
The control measure include action to reduce the potential of exposure to the hazard.
The ways include eliminate the hazard, substitute the hazard with a lesser risk, isolate the hazard, use engineering controls and use personal protective equipment.
That's all from our morning news. Thank you and Assalamualaikum.
Stay healthy.
Assalamualaikum and welcome to evening news of Bulletin SI. I am your news anchor for today, Heriza Hazle.
And I am Syakirah Saad and we will start right away to our news event.
A non-biological materials that poses a risk to human life or health is referred to as a chemical hazard. Chemicals are often employed in homes and several other settings. Chemicals exposure can have negative impacts on health that might be immediate or long-lasting. Hazardous chemicals come in a variety of forms, including neurotoxins, immunological stimulants, dermatologic irritants, systemic toxins, reproductive toxins, asthmagens, pneumoconiotic agents, and sensitizers.
Hazardous chemicals are substances that can cause adverse health effects such as poisoning, breathing problems, skin razors, allergic reaction, allergic sensitization, cancer and other health problems from exposure. Many hazardous chemicals are also classified as dangerous goods. Chemical hazard exposed at work is one sort of occupational hazard. The risk of injury from contact with hazardous materials may be significantly decreased by wearing protective personal equipment (PPE).
Chemical hazards are toxic substances which cause damage to the living organism. Air pollution such as second-hand smoke or carbon monoxide, heavy metals and pesticides are a few examples. We can be exposed to these contaminants from a variety of residential, commercial and industrial sources. Sometimes harmful environmental contaminants occur biological, such as those from mold or toxic algae bloom. Toxic can be classified based on their origin, purpose, chemical structure and properties, or effect. The impact of hazard on the environmental include damage to a destruction of physical system, particularly ecosystem. Several of the direct environmental damage caused by the 2011 tsunami in Japan include contamination of groundwater, depleting of coastal waterways, and destruction of coastal ecosystem. Further indirect impact include the environmental toll of reconstruction.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Imran. I am the Director of Health Ministry. So, a chronic health effect is an adverse health effect resulting from long-term exposure to a substance. Symptoms do not usually subside when the exposure stops. Examples of chronic health effect include asthma and cancer. Acute health effect can be observed immediately or soon after an exposure, often a large, brief exposure. Many times, the symptoms will be subside after the cause is removed. However, depending on the amount of dose, permanent damage or even death can occur from a single exposure. Examples of acute health effect include dizziness, skin irritation, and throat irritation. Thank you.
Its primary goal is to protect communities from release of toxins or flammable chemicals that are prone to cause immediate, serious harm to public and environmental health. Chemicals controls has the potential to protect the health of both workers and the general populations, as it ensures that relevant safety information is made available.
It also ensures that knowledge on risk management measures for transportation, storage and use are shared with relevant stakeholders and contributes to improving working conditions and increasing productivity. That's all from our evening news of Bulletin SI. Good evening and have a good day. Thank you.
Chap. They are pouring something into the drink.
Yeah, I'm watching too, but they are not look suspicious with their uniform.
I know, right? Let's ask them what are they doing.
Hello, miss. Mind if I ask what are you guys doing?
Yes, sure, why not? Before that, we go from Kementerian Contamination and just now we are pouring some abates into the drain to destroy the lava.
As the info we received, yes, it is increasing. We are also informed that this place has become a hotbed of dengue cases.
Oh, that is very worrying. As a cleaner, there must have some deed that we can do. So, can you suggest some way to demolish the breeding of these mosquitoes?
There are plenty of easy ways, such as destroy all containers that can hold rainwater or excess water, especially in basins, old tires, flower containers, plastic containers, and bins. If it cannot be destroyed, place the lava killer in the container.
Other than that, people must avoid outdoor activities during active mosquito biting 5:30 AM until 8 AM and 5:30 PM until 8 PM. Are you interested to know more about dengue or you guys have any questions?
Yes, sure. I want to ask about how do we know that we have dengue fever?
Often, it will start with a sudden high fever, severe headache, pain in the back of the eyes as well as the muscles and joints. Red rashes on the skin can also occur.
Other than that, this fever can reach a temperature of 40 until 41 Celsius and will usually last for 2 to 7 days. It can also cause seizures in children under 6 years of age, severe pain in bones, muscle and joints. Dengue fever is also known as breakbone fever.
I see. So, of this, we need to be extra cautious about this dengue case.
Yes, I couldn't agree more.
Now, we are clear about that. Thank you to the both of you. I hope you both can carry out the task hopefully to eradicate dengue.
Sweat!